Chapter 1. The evil spirit of Demon Lord Ko returns. The Kingdom of Judah.
In the mystical realm of Judah, where magic and swordsmanship intertwined, a great darkness loomed. Four brothers, Ahijah, Ezekiel, Gamaliel, and Uriel, known as the Ebony Blades, were renowned samurai generals. Born with a rare gift, each brother possessed control over a different elemental power. The Lord stretched out his hand and said, "I will bless these four children from birth, and give them extraordinary abilities, and they will do even greater feats than their forefathers. Therefore, I send one of my angels in the form of men to train them in the art of fighting, and they shall call him James, and he shall be their teacher. He will put them through hellish training, to mold them into the perfect warriors. They will carry on the name of the heroes of the previous kingdom, Ezekiel, Gamaliel, and Uriel." After many years passed, the kingdom of Judah flourished under their protection for many years until an unexpected betrayal shattered their trust. Their childhood friend Judas had succumbed to the whispers of dead spirit demon Lord Ko, coming his right-hand man. Judas revealed the kingdom's secrets, allowing the forces of darkness to infiltrate Judah's defenses. Chapter 2. Bloodstained Paths. Betrayal ignited a fiery rage within the heart of the four brothers. They embarked on a quest for vengeance, tracking down Judas and his demonic allies. The brothers' footsteps left a trail of blood and destruction as they carved their way through Ko's minions. Ahijah's obsidian blade cleaved through demonic flesh, his strikes swift and merciless. Ezekiel summoned lightning bolts from the heavens, sending shockwaves through the enemy ranks. Gamaliel orchestrated strategic assaults, exploiting weaknesses and outmaneuvering their foes. Uriel's twin blades danced like flickering flames, cutting down enemies with blinding speed. Chapter 3. A Battle on the Edge. Finally, the Ebony Blades reached the outskirts of the Shadow Citadel, where Ko's unholy presence permeated the air. The castle's ominous silhouette cast a dark shadow over the land, foretelling the impending clash between light and darkness. As they breached the castle's gates, they encountered Judas, transformed into a twisted abomination. Hatred burned in his eyes as he unleashed his newfound demonic powers against his former brothers. The battlefield trembled under the weight of their ferocious clash, as each strike threatened to shatter the very foundation of their brotherhood.
Chapter 4. Fire and thunder. As the clash between Ahijah and Judas ensued, the air crackled with tension and a palpable sense of raw power. Ahijah, his ebony blade gleaming with the blood of fallen foes, met Judas with unwavering determination to make him pay for the sins that he committed against his people. Each strike they exchanged reverberated through the battlefield, sending shockwaves flying in every direction and the dead bodies laying on the ground. Ahijah's movements were a testament to his exceptional skill and precision. His strikes were calculated, aimed with deadly accuracy to exploit any opening in Judas's defense. With each swing of his blade, he sought to bring retribution upon the betrayer who had caused so much suffering and death in the kingdom of Judah. Judas, now fully transformed by the demonic powers granted to him by Demon Lord Ko, radiated a sinister aura. His once familiar face contorted into a twisted visage of a demon. His strength surged to unnatural levels, matching Ahijah blow for blow. Judas always hated Ahijah in game, because Gamaliel beat him in a contest to achieve the Ultima Blade by defeating Ultima Weapon, and Ahijah for defeating the Red Dragon and awakening his fire elemental mode transformation. Their swords clashed with thunderous force, the sound echoing across the battlefield. Each collision sent shockwaves through the air. Ahijah's precision met Judas's raw power, neither warrior willing to yield an inch in their relentless pursuit of victory.
As the fight raged on, Ahijah's anger burned like an inferno within him. The betrayal by someone he had once considered a brother fueled his every blow. Memories of the fallen brothers and sisters, the loss of 1,000s of the children of the people of Judah, flooded his mind, intensifying his determination to end Judas's life.
Judas told Ahijah that I hate you and the other brothers, and after I'm done beating you, I will kill them and destroy the remaining survivors of the kingdom of Judah. Ahijah responded in anger and said, "Do you think I'll actually allow you to leave here alive? I've been holding back this whole time.
Flames appeared in Ahijah's eyes. Suddenly, a surge of raw energy coursed through Ahijah's veins. The fury within him reached a breaking point, triggering a transformation unlike any before. His fire elemental achieved a new transformation, and an Oni mask slowly formed on his face that his ancestor, the original Ahijah, never achieved, and his blade began to evolve into the Obsidian Blade Apocalypse. His body erupted in flames as he tapped into the dormant power of the fire elemental mode.
In this fiery manifestation, Ahijah became an embodiment of vengeance and righteous fury. Flames danced along his limbs, leaving trails of scorching heat in his wake. His eyes burned with vengeance as he focused his newfound power on obliterating Judas and making him feel the pain of those he killed. With a renewed ferocity, Ahijah unleashed a torrent of strikes that were a fusion of fire and steel. Each swing of his obsidian blade carried the searing heat of the flames, causing the air to shimmer and distort.
Judas let off countless attacks towards Ahijah, and Ahijah dodged the attacks and punched Judas in the ribs 5 times within 2 seconds and broke his ribs with his burning fist.
Sparks erupted with every clash, the temperature around them rising to an unbearable degree. Judas, caught off guard by Ahijah's transformation, faltered for a moment. But his demonic powers allowed him to adapt quickly, and he retaliated with an onslaught of dark energy and vicious strikes. The clash of their blades sent shockwaves rippling through the ground, threatening to swallow the battlefield whole. Ahijah, his senses heightened in his fire elemental state, anticipated Judas's every move. He dodged, weaved, and parried with an almost supernatural grace, his movements fueled by the very essence of fire. The flames that enveloped him seemed to respond to his will, lashing out at his enemies with scorching intensity. Each blow Ahijah landed with his sword left flames upon Judas. The battle reached its climax as Ahijah summoned all of his elemental might. Flames erupted from his body, forming a swirling vortex of fire that engulfed both combatants. The searing heat intensified, threatening to consume everything in its path. In this blazing inferno, Ahijah and Judas fought with unmatched intensity. The strikes became a blur of motion, their clash a dance of death and destruction. The battlefield trembled under their combined power, as if the very elements themselves were at war.
With one final mighty swing of his obsidian blade, Ahijah delivered a devastating blow that shattered Judas's defenses and left a giant crater upon the battlefield. The demonic betrayer Judas staggered, his grip on his own weapon faltering. Ahijah seized the opportunity, delivering a swift and decisive strike, and sliced off Judas' head faster than he could regenerate. Judas let out a cry of pain and disbelief as his body crumbled to the ground, his demonic form dissipating into nothingness. Ahijah stood over the fallen foe, his fiery aura slowly receding as the battle came to an end. His chest heaved with exhaustion, his eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and triumph. Though victory had been achieved, Ahijah knew that the scars of betrayal would forever mar the kingdom of Judah. As he looked upon the battlefield strewn with the remnants of their struggle, he vowed to honor the fallen and rebuild what had been lost. The fight against darkness was far from over, and Ahijah, the fire elemental, stood ready to rejoin with his fellow brothers.